Hello everyone, welcome back once again. By the end of this video, you will be able to know and understand how to present a research paper in the form of a PowerPoint presentation. This PPT has been made by Shubhamkar Pal, who is a third year BBA student who is going to present this paper tomorrow in the international conference. So over to you, Shubham. All the best.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for having me. So I'll start. Good afternoon to all the respected authorities, speakers, and participants. I'm grateful to the organizer of this conference for inviting me to present the research paper. The topic for the paper is a study of legal aspects of advertisements, focusing on sensuous and discriminative aspects. Well, everyone must have seen these advertisements. Do you think there is any problem with these advertisements? I think yes. And this research paper was an attempt to discuss the problem with these advertisements that are broadcasted through various mediums. These are the content of the research that I'll be talking about. Before getting into the crux of the topic, let's discuss the basics of advertisements. The American Marketing Association defines advertisements as any paid form of non personal presentation of ideas, goods, and services by an identified sponsor. The roots of the word advertisements comes from a Latin word advertere, meaning to turn the mind towards. Some examples of unethical practices of advertisements are manipulation of social and cultural movements, where products like Fair and Lovely are promoted with a baseline thought of white skin as a sign of success and dark skin being a symbol of failure. But after Black Lives Matter movement outrage, they not only changed their discriminatory ad campaign that worked for a decade, but also their name to Glow and Lovely to maintain their goodwill. Another example of manipulation is the Manyavar ad of Kanyadan, where even though the message was of woman empowerment, but the facts about the ritual Kanyadan was manipulated, which resulted in public outrage. Second category is soft sensuous woman objectifying commercials of companies like Amul Macho, Lux Cozi, and deodorants, where women are unnecessarily objectified and sexualized just to grab attention. In the past, ads of Amul Macho have been banned, and recently even Lux Cozi's woman objectifying ads were banned. Talking about the laws that govern advertising in India, it includes Consumer Protection Act 1986, an act that covers the issues of misleading presentation of facts and allows customers to file complaints against such representation of facts. It is an act that protects consumer rights. Cable and Television Act 1995. This act revolves around the regulation of television content. It gives power to the concerned authority to prohibit transmission or retransmission of advertisement that violates the provision. Cigarette and Other Tobacco Products Act 2003, a law that prohibits direct and indirect advertisement of cigarette and tobacco products in all form of audio, visual, and print media. On violation, these culprits are either fined or imprisoned or given both as punishment. Other relevant laws are Drugs and Cosmetic Acts 1940, All India Radio Advertisement Codes, Drug and Magic Remedies Act 1954, etc. While reviewing the literature for the research, the researcher got some common opinion that women are portrayed as glamour props in advertisements of products like gel pen with taglines like "Sab kuch dikhta hai." A gel pen does not require sensuality, so such ads are problematic. Another view was that the of duality of ethical and unethical advertising, meaning on surface these advertisement appears very progressive and positive, but conveys a manipulated and discriminated message. Coming to the crux of the problem, it was observed that there is much research on positive impacts of advertising, but very little material about the negative impacts, specifically of sensuous and discriminative one. So this study was an attempt to know the public opinion, their awareness, and highlighting the legal aspects for the same. The objective of the studies are to know and understand the concept of unethical advertising practice, to find how it gives out a wrong message to the young minds, to find what are the existing laws regarding this practice, to find how efficiently these laws are implemented on these kind of advertisements, to know the awareness amongst the audience of such advertisements. For the research, a structured questionnaire via Google form was distributed to 150 people and 100 responded to it, which forms the primary data of the study. As for the secondary data, it includes contents from various research papers, textbooks, and articles. While conducting the survey, all respondents were aware of how their data will be used, and every question was answered by their consent. Everything was done ethically. After analyzing the data, here are some important statistics. While talking about the adverse effects of fairness product advertisements, 82.8% respondents said that the commercials of fairness products brainwashes the young minds into thinking that dark complexion is a sign of shame and it develops insecurities. Adding to that, 29.3% respondents believe that targeting cultural aspects is right if it promotes healthy thinking in the society. Others feel it is a subjective matters and can manipulate cultural facts. Talking about the efficiency of the law of advertising, 53% of the respondents have the opinion that laws of advertising in India aren't implemented effectively, while 25% were against this notion. When asked why such ad works, 57% respondents said that it works because it displays fantasies, and followed by that, 45% said it falsely exaggerates the benefit of the product. Based on the analysis, these are the findings. The advertisement that use social and cultural aspects lacks facts about these social and cultural aspects. As for the ads of the fairness products, a discriminative pattern of white skin superiority and dark skin as a symbol of failure was observed. And the same pattern was changed after the Black Lives Matter movement outrage to maintain the goodwill. Furthermore, the public also had strong view on the same matter where 70% of the respondents believe ads are unnecessarily objectified and sensualized to grab attention. And 62% believe that even further regulations are needed to control such advertisements. On the basis of these findings, certain suggestions were formed. To begin with, the suggestion for the viewer is to have awareness about the laws of advertising and rights of consumers. Also, to consciously and actively watch advertisements of products they use and inform authorities if any violation is observed. Adding to the next suggestion, it is for the companies that if they want to include social and cultural aspects, then they must first research about its facts and design their advertisement concepts around those facts and not manipulate those facts to fit their concepts. Also, don't use sensuous content if the product does not require it. To end the suggestion, the last one is for the legal authorities. It is that the concerned authorities must be proactive and regulate such advertisements before they are broadcasted. Because just by making laws, one cannot expect to end the unethical practices in advertising. Authorities must actively search for such advertisements and regulate or ban them before they are broadcasted. By concluding the topic, I would say that advertising is a way to reach out the potential customers for promoting products and services. In this process, to capture attention, the companies have to show creativity along with information in ads. The aim of this study was to know the awareness of general public on this topic as well as to find possible solutions to end these unethical practices. And to a certain extent, it was a success as public opinions and suggestions are discussed earlier. The unethical practices can be stopped only by contributory efforts of advertisers, companies, legal authorities, and the general public. Here are some references for the studies. And finally, I would express my gratitude to my guide, Dr. Sandeep Rathod sir, who helped me throughout the process of this research, and also thank everyone present here to listen me patiently. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Shubham. We also request your views, so do comment and let us know your opinion and views about such advertisements. Disclaimer: this research was carried just to know the opinion and perception of the responders and not to harm the image or a name of a product or a company. Thank you so much.